Welcome to the show. Another day, another increment of a penny, a point. Another day, another, that don't rhyme, but that's how it go. Another day, another 0.00001 cent. Another day, another 0.0001 cent. Yeah, this F the Streets conversation. It's going viral, and I kind of like that. Here's the thing. To all the people trying to hold on to the streets and all that. We better without it. Just remember that. As a whole, we better without it. We may have had our good times. We may have used some of the things from the streets in our daily lives. We may have learned to be entrepreneurs in the streets. We may have learned to talk to women. We may have learned a lot of different things from the streets. But the cycle of life moves on. So there was a time for everything. There used to be a time when everybody used to wear bell bottoms. People don't really wear bell bottoms no more. You see what I'm saying? So different eras in life cycle to the next era. Maybe it's time to go back. Self-destruction era. Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. Maybe it's time to go back to that era. You know what I'm saying? So the whole fuck the streets movement, it's not about, a lot of y'all is conflating the streets with the hood. The hood is not the streets. I even heard Hassan Campbell say the streets is the little girls outside playing, the man selling the hot dogs with the hot dog cart. No, them people that ain't in the streets. The hot dog cart dude might be selling cocaine from the cart. You know what I'm saying? So he might just be a street nigga. But the little girls outside playing, they not no street niggas. They not in the streets. That's not what he's saying when he say fuck the streets. When he say fuck the streets, he talking about the violence, the robbery, the murder, the killing, the this, the that, the fuckery. Fuckery. Fuckery got a bomber clock. You know what I'm saying? The fuckery. We tired of it. When they say fuck the streets, they're not talking about the people in the streets. They're trying to conflate it like people saying fuck the hood. No, the hood ain't the streets. It's a lot of people that's in the hood, but that's not necessarily considered the streets. The streets is when we say fuck the streets. When somebody say fuck the streets, when 21 said it, and I can almost speak for him right now because he a street nigga and I know what he meant by that. He say fuck the streets. He talking about all the fuckery, all the murder, senseless murder, the, you know, all just the foolishness. You know what I'm saying? That's what we talking about when you say fuck the streets. All the shit y'all talking about that's not the streets. I heard another cat say he dressed like the people in the streets, so he in the streets. No, if you not selling drugs or pimping hoes or robbing or taking hits or doing some type of foolishness, some type of street foolishness, you are not a street nigga. Period. And you're not in the streets. When somebody say they in the streets, they talking about they a criminal. That's basically what they say. That's basically just a synonym. That's basically a synonym for criminal. That's what street nigga is. That's a synonym for criminal. You know what I'm saying? So if you saying that you a street nigga, what you basically saying is that you're a criminal. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not doing crime, if you're not living a life of crime, you're not in the streets. Period. That's what it means. So, that's what everybody is saying when they say fuck the streets. They talking about the streets, meaning the criminal world, the the fucked up criminal world. That's what people are talking about. So yeah, it is fuck that. Why would we want to not say fuck the violence and fuck all the bullshit? And then I heard people say that if you involve yourself in it at one time, you shouldn't talk about it. That don't make no sense. That's what everybody do. That's what music pretty much is. Music is basically people expressing their feelings about different shit that happen in their life. Like most music, most songs, that's what that is. Somebody expressing something that happened in their life at some point. And this is how they want to put it on. This is how they want to tell the story in the form of a song. That's how music is, good music at least. That's how good music is made. So if they rapping about gangster shit and in the streets and all that, that's because that's their experience. That's what they know. That's the knowledge that they have of life to rap about. They didn't go to college, so they can't make a college album. You see what I'm saying? They don't know nothing about that. They probably want to, but they don't know nothing about that. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that. Like you only can express what you've been through. You know what I'm saying? Like if you was doing gangster shit your whole life or street shit or whatever you want to call it your whole life, and then one day you decided to stop doing the street shit. If you make a song, it's still gonna be about the street shit because that's all you know. You see what I'm saying? You don't know the square. You didn't just because you stopped being in the streets and started being positive, don't mean that you still don't know all the shit about the streets and you still didn't have all these different experiences and these different memories and all this from the streets, from the stuff you did go through or whatever, or make it through, or however you want to word it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when they say fuck the streets, they talking about uh, the violence, the fuckery, the this, because that's what the streets is. The streets is not how you dress. The streets is not people that, and then that whole thing about poverty. I heard the G-Town homie said, it's all about poverty. The streets is all about poverty and crime. I disagree. If you think the streets is about poverty, it's because that's how the streets was when you was in the streets. Everybody was broke. Hustling was poor and shit, po hustling and shit. That's your experience in the streets. My experience in the streets wasn't like that. My crew in the streets, we was getting money. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't about no poverty. We wasn't poverty. We just wanted big rims and big this and paint, clear coats, and we want to be able to rent a car, get the premium car. We want we want the bad bitch. We don't want the little minimal shit. We want the big shit. So we gotta grind just like everybody else. The people in the suburbs, they gotta grind just like the nigga from the hood. He wanna have something better in life, and so he gotta grind. It's the same thing with the kids in the suburbs. They want something in life, they gotta grind too. It's the same thing. The streets ain't just poverty-stricken people. That's just one perspective of it. Okay, I was poor, and I was in the streets doing it, but that's just one perspective. You got people that ain't poverty stricken, that sell drugs, that pimp hoes, that do this, that come from good families, that don't have nothing to do with it. A kid wanting to be bad and be the outlaw and all that don't really have nothing to do with if they was poor or if they family had money. That's kind of like just a personality trait of the child. If they want to be an outlaw. I want to be an outlaw. That really ain't got nothing to do with. And that, it could have something to do with like if my dad was an outlaw or something. I'm trying to mimic my dad or something. But a lot of times that's just a personality trait. That's somebody just wanting to rebel against the system and shit. They want to rebel. They don't like the way this shit is set up, so they want to rebel against it. You know what I'm saying? At least that's what I thought most of the street niggas was thinking. Like, they just trying to rebel against this bullshit. They don't want to conform. They're not conformist. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to conform to whatever social norm that you trying to make them conform to. You know what I'm saying? That's what a street nigga is. But it's not a square. You can't be a square and be a street nigga. That don't make no sense. You not the type of crime, you not a street nigga. That's what a street nigga is a criminal. That's just a synonym for criminal. When they say street nigga, that's a synonym for criminal. So if you a square dude, but you dressed, you look like a street nigga, you got on the chain, you dressed up like you ain't no street nigga. Because you ain't doing the crime. Because the only thing that makes him a street nigga is the fact that he doing crime. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. It ain't the way he dress and none of that. Everybody don't be trying to dress up and all that. That's another personality trait. The people that dress up and all that. It's people that have a lot of money that don't dress up and all that. They'll wear Dickies every day. 3, 4, 5 days out of the week wear the same shit. But they bank account is hefty. They pockets is hefty. So that's a person, somebody that want to dress up and all that. They don't have nothing to do with the streets either. That's a lot of the dope boys. When I was in the streets, a lot of the dope boys that I knew that had the bigger money dope boys, they wasn't no dress up fancy ass niggas and shit. Them niggas have on some Dickies and house shoes and be at the house, be at the trap or wherever they be at, you know, and just be there. But they don't be playing dress up and all that. That's a personality trait. That ain't no street shit. That's fashion. Fashion ain't street shit. Y'all putting too much whipped cream on it. Street shit is criminal activity. It's not how you dress or how you talk, none of that. You could talk perfect English and talk like a square. But if you moving 1,000 X pills every week, you a gangster. You a street nigga. It don't matter how you talk or how you dress or none of that. That's irrelevant. You could dress like a nerd. You could be a nerd and wear glasses and everything. Had a whole little nerd look. Had a pocket protector. Had that whole little look going on. But let's say you got that look going on, but you moving 100 pounds a week. Cartel sending you 100 pounds a week and you moving all them motherfuckers every week. Are you not a gangster because you dressed up like a nerd? Nah, y'all must ain't seen Moving Bad. What's the name of that movie? Striking. I forgot the name of it. Something bad. Where they had the meth. They was doing the meth. They was making the meth and selling all that. Breaking Bad. Is that the name of it? Breaking Bad? It was something bad. But the dude on there, he acted like a nerd. He was dressed up like a nerd. He got on glass. He didn't look the part of no gangster. But that's one of the most gangsterest people you ever get to meet. So it ain't about the look, none of that. That's fashion. That's just street fashion, urban fashion. That's not street shit. Street shit is robbing, murder, pimping, selling drugs, scamming, hoeing, all them different crimes and all that. Assault, all the different crimes. That's street shit. Not, I just look like a street nigga. I got on a chain and all. That's not street shit. That's just a nigga that know how to dress. That's a fashionable young man. That's not a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? Some street niggas wear Dickies. They don't even wear all that fancy shit. When I was in the streets, it was niggas riding around in old ass caprices and shit. But to pull out a wad on your ass, have about $20,000 on them. And they pull up in a Caprice. The niggas they pulling up on got all kind of fancy brand new ass cars. And they ain't got $100, $300 in their pocket added together. You can add all their money up together, it don't even equal $300. The other nigga, he pulling up in a photo Caprice. Ain't even super clean. Little roughed up Caprice. He got a radio, old ass radio in that hoe. He just, you know what I'm saying? But he got a wall, he got 20 bands on him. He way more street nigga than every nigga out there that looked the part. Every nigga out there could super look the part. They can have a chain. All of them can have big chains, fake, I mean not fake, but mouthpiece, gold teeth, all this type of shit. They can have all that, but they not even close to being as gangster as the nigga that moving all the pounds every week, or moving all the birds every week, or moving all the pills every week. They not as gangster as him. And they super look the part though. They look the part. They got their gun on them. They got a chain. This, that, and the third. You would swear they was a super street nigga. You know what I'm saying? But they not for real. So it's ain't about the whole street shit. I made a song about one of my songs was called Street Niggas. You know what I'm saying? One of my songs back in the game called Street Niggas. That's why this subject is kind of a touchy subject to me, because I feel like a lot of these niggas don't even know what the streets is. The streets is violence, murder, mayhem, despair, sadness, depression, addiction, drug abuse, lost homes, mothers hoeing and left their kids with the granny. That's the streets. A bunch of fuck shit. You know, it has its fun moments and all that. 'Cause that's everything. Yin and the yang. Everything got yin and the yang. But as we're gonna look at if we look at what the streets had to offer on a gross level, it's nothing. It's way more despair and drama and murder, and it's way more of that than it is good times and all that. All the good